Well, the jersey's back, but you can clearly see that in front of you. Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. you know, it's funny. I told myself I was going to do this video earlier this morning, but speaking of which, I was so tired I couldn't get out of bed, and I had an appointment to go to at 9. So, yeah, it's like just about 10 after 10 as I'm doing this. And, yeah, I'm just, you know what, I gotta say, like, even though I would say that my low was the fact that, I'm starting doing this video a little bit later than what I would have liked. My high was at this appointment that I was just at. For those of you who don't know, it was acceptance resolution therapy, which is what I've been going for. And I'll tell you what, there really is something to, I made a short about this the other day, but there really is something about having a good cry that's just incredibly satisfying. So needless to say that the person I see is very good. Although, speaking of the person that I see, my act of kindness was I arrived to where my appointment was, and my therapist was actually walking in too, so I held the door for her. Funny, right? Actually, you know what? If I have another low as well, it's it may be like bright and sunny outside, but do not let that fool you. It's cold out. Like, it's really cold out. I dare say tomorrow I'm gonna have to probably start wearing my long johns, especially if I go to homecoming tomorrow, which I will be going to. I'm so excited. Although, speaking of homecoming, again, the jersey's here. I have an NFL pick to make, so let's do that. If I recall correctly, this should be pick number 94. I'll look it up in post. And the lucky thing is, I don't even need my computer for this one. I don't need to look up anything because I looked it up before I pressed record. It's the Steelers and the Bengals tonight. Look, do I really even need to go here? Do I really need to make the pick? Of course I think the Steelers are going to win. Like, Joe Burrow's out. The Steelers actually aren't doing half bad. I mean, right now I would say the Steelers are the runaway favorites to win the AFC North, which they could totally do. Being the Bengals will definitely put them in position to do so. I can't believe we're already in week 7 too. That's crazy. I'm like, okay, why can't time move this fast in the wintertime? I'm like, oh, right, because by early February, football's over. So we don't, so that's, with nothing going on, that's why. Of course, that's what happens. I mean, look, I really could just end the video here saying, the Steelers are going to win, but it really wouldn't be a very satisfying video now, would it? I mean, I haven't even been talking for 5 minutes. Good Lord. I can't simply stop here. So you know what? Because this pick was so easy, I definitely need to give a major shout out to all of my fellow Pokemon fans to the fact that Pokemon Legends Z8 finally got released. This is it, man. As Pokemon fans, we've waited years for this game. Oh, I say we. I don't have a Switch too, so I I can't play it. But, as, even though I don't really play the game so much anymore, but I do want to, as a fan, it's nice to see, like, other members of the fan base, of the community, get excited for stuff like this. Especially when all the promotional material for Pokemon Legends ZA, looked really good. I mean, for the first time, you get battles in real time. Like, you can move around, your Pokemon can move around, and stuff like that. Like, we've waited forever for stuff like that, for something like that to happen. And that's not to say, what the old games gave us was bad. Not at all. In fact, without the old games, we wouldn't be here now. But there is something to be said about a new Pokemon game coming out, and the fact that it's Legends ZA, which is a game that, again, we've waited 2 years for. That's insane. Especially given the fact that Legends ZA brought back a mechanic that, I thought for sure we'd probably never get again. Mega Evolutions. Which is awesome. I mean, if you don't know what Mega Evolutions are, in 2013, which was when Pokemon X and Y came out, that was when Mega Evolution was first introduced. Basically, there are some Pokemon that are capable of doing this. You got to get a special stone, and the names for some of these for the stones is basically if you want Lucario to evolve, it's called Lucario Knight, or if you want Charizard to evolve, it's Charizard Knight, or whatever. It's pretty much the Pokemon's name and NITE at the end of it. That's all it is. Which doesn't really sound that great, but you don't care because you get to see Pokemon become more powerful in stronger forms too, which is insane. And over the last several weeks, I've talked about what I thought on, Mega Dragonite. I talked about my thoughts on Mega Victory Bell, Mega Hawlucha, Mega Malamar, the Kalos starters, Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja. Although I probably could have gone into more detail about them. Actually, there's a bunch of Pokemon that got Mega Evolutions. Drampa got a Mega Evolution. Scrafty got a Mega Evolution. Frostlass got a Mega Evolution. I know there's others, but they're escaping me at the moment, unfortunately. Chandelure and Electros, they got Mega Evolutions as well. Phalanx, that got a Mega Evolution. Darn, I know there's others, but why can I not think of any others? Skarmory, Skarmory got a Mega Evolution. Clefable got a Mega Evolution as well. I know there's others. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. I'm sorry. But they all look so cool. And, I mean, I can't really talk about these new Mega Evolutions without talking about how the starters in the game got Mega Evolutions as well. Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile, who eventually evolved into Meganium, Emboar, and Feraligatr, respectively. Which, now I feel bad for Cyndaquil. If you don't know, when Gold and Silver came out, the starters for that game were Cyndaquil, Chikorita, and Totodile. And when Legends Arceus came out, Cyndaquil was one of the starters, and it got a regional variant. It's part Ghost and Fighting now. Ghost and Fire. I'm sorry, Ghost and Fire. Well, it was Fire, but now it's also part Ghost type. And now that Feraligatr and Meganium have Mega Evolutions, I feel bad for Typhlosion, Cyndaquil's final evolution, because it doesn't get a Mega Evolution. It's just the regional variant, Hisuian and Typhlosion, which again is Fire Ghost type. I mean, again, that was literally like my one big problem with adding like these regional variants for Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. Like, if you want to have regional variants, that's fine. But if you have Mega Evolution already, like, you paint yourself in a corner. I mean, frankly, the best idea to do would be to retcon the regional variant and say, oh, these are really what the Mega Evolutions are. You could do that. I mean, again, it'd be a major retcon, but nothing really is stopping you from doing that. But I have to say, I'm glad that Meganium finally has something more to it than just being like a grass. If you don't know, hands down, Meganium is like the worst starter. Like, no kidding. Like, everyone can unanimously agree of all the starters that ever came out in Pokemon history, Meganium is the worst. I mean, not that it's bad, but it's bulky, it doesn't have very many moves, it's grass type, which means there's a bunch of, pure grass type has a bunch of weaknesses. So, if any Pokemon needed, like, some sort of buff, it had to be Meganium. And so, yeah, I'm glad I got the Mega Evolution. I'm glad the Mega Evolution's part Fairy type. That's really cool. Embor's design looks great. I love that it's holding a staff made of fire. That's awesome. That's really cool. Feraligatr, at first I was a little bit on the fence of, because I would say if I ever revisited, playing Crystal on like a ROM on my computer, Cyndaquil or Totodile would be like either one of my starters. And Totodile was the one I probably gravitated towards the most. So when it was getting a Mega Evolution, I got excited. When I first saw the Mega Evolution, like, what? Because it's basically like a giant hood, like, on the back of Feraligatr. But, like, when it activates, like, a biting move or it attacks, it has, like, giant spikes on its arms. The hood goes over and it looks like a giant mouth biting someone. Which actually does look cool the more I see it. But, again, if you're a Feraligatr fan and you're on the fence about this design, I totally get it. Sorry, someone's calling me. I think it's probably like spam. I'll answer it later. But yeah, Pokemon Legends ZA looks good. I like that they finally made a game where, technically Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield did this, where, Pokemon sort of pop up out of nowhere. It wasn't just a completely random encounter like it was in the old games. But, like, now you have, like, the sort of, combative, like, moving around style. You can actually dodge moves now and stuff like that, which is really cool. And I also love the fact that the entirety of the game takes place in Lumio City. I mentioned X and Y. I mentioned in 2013 Pokemon X and Y came out. And if you don't know, Pokemon regions are usually based on real places. Like Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh are all based on areas in Japan. Unova is supposed to be based off of cities in America. Kalos, which is where X and Y takes place, that's supposed to be Europe. Right down to the fact that Lumio City, which is where Pokemon Legends ZA takes place for the entirety of the game, is supposed to look like Paris. Like, right down to the fact that Lumio's tower looks like the Eiffel Tower, which is cool. And I mean, I was actually kind of wondering how fans are taking it, because for X and Y, you explored all of Kalos, with definitely a good portion of Lumio City, but you explored all of Kalos. Here, you're just in Lumio City. I mean, I think like the battle areas in the game are going to be different from what you see, or maybe they'll probably, I don't know. I'm sure that the people at Game Freak and the Pokemon Company really thought long and hard about how these mechanics are going to work. And I'm sure whatever happens, I mean, the fan base really, from what I hear at the moment, is overwhelmingly positive. Partly because we've waited so long to get the game and now we finally have it. Sorry, I'm trying to think, like, what Mega Evolutions did I miss that I didn't mention earlier? Scolipede, that got a Mega Evolution. Pyroar got a Mega Evolution. I can't think of any others, unfortunately. But I mean, I can't wait to see how people are taking more to the series as it goes to this game as it goes on. I hear the DLC. That's when Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y are going to be released, as well as Baxcalibur is going to get a Mega Evolution of the DLC. That's going to be good. That would make it the 6th pseudo-legendary to receive a Mega Evolution. Because when X and Y came out, Tyranitar and Garchomp got Mega Evolutions. When Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out, Salamence and Metagross got Mega Evolutions. When they were promoting Legend ZA Dragonite got a Mega Evolution, and Baxcalibur makes 6. That means the pseudo-legendaries that haven't had Mega Evolutions yet are Hydreigon, Goodra, and by extension, Goodra's Hisuian form, Dragapult, and... oh, right, Como. Right, I knew that. But yeah, man, it looks good. I'm glad that Pokemon Legends ZA is finally out. This is definitely what the Pokemon fan base wanted. And now it's here. I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief that it's good. At the moment, that is. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, find me on social media. As always, I'm your homie. This video for all you guys watching Joe Name. If you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Remember, if you guys want to talk to me, we can let me always be back. Take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby. By the way, did I say happy Thursday? Happy Thursday. And if you did, and for whatever reason you missed it, yeah, I think the Steelers are going to win tonight.